All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible and honestly underappreciated systems in your entire body, your kidneys. We're going to break down exactly how these amazing organs act as your body's ultimate filter, keeping you healthy, one drop of blood at a time.
So, to really get a handle on this, let's start with an analogy. I want you to stop thinking of your kidneys as just organs, and instead picture a super sophisticated high-tech water treatment plant. And the sewage it's processing 24/7? Yep, that's your own blood.
But here's the thing. This plant isn't just one big building. No way. It's actually this massive network of up to 1.5 million microscopic little filtration units. They're called nephrons. Every single one is its own tiny processing station, and they all work together in perfect sync. It's amazing.
So how does this incredible plant actually get the job done? Well, it all boils down to a really elegant 4-step process that turns that dirty blood into clean blood with all the waste products ready for disposal.
Okay, so check out this workflow. First, you've got the blood flowing in. Then, bam, it hits this massive filter. Right after that, a recycling crew swoops in and reclaims everything your body wants to hang on to. And for the final step, any leftover junk gets actively pushed out. It's a simple idea, but it's incredibly effective.
Let's look closer at that first filtration step. It happens in a structure called the glomerulus, and it is just unbelievably precise. It has this specific cutoff. Anything with a molecular weight over 70,000 Daltons is stopped cold. That's small enough to let all the tiny waste products pass through, but big enough to keep your essential proteins and blood cells from escaping.
And you know, this isn't just some simple pasta strainer. This filter is a super smart 3-layer barrier. And its real genius is something called the shield of negativity. All 3 layers have a negative electrical charge, which actually repels important negatively charged proteins, like albumin, pushing them back into the blood where they belong. So clever.
So the liquid that actually makes it through this incredible barrier, it's called the ultrafiltrate, is incredibly pure. Its specific gravity is just 1.010. To put that in perspective, that is almost the same as pure water. All the big stuff, like proteins and cells, has been perfectly filtered out.
But hold on, filtering out the bad stuff is just step 1. This ultrafiltrate is still packed with valuable resources: water, glucose, salts, you name it. So now the recycling crew has to get to work, pulling back everything the body can't afford to just throw away.
But even this crew has its limits. Let's take glucose, for example. The maximum amount they can handle, the renal threshold, is between 160 and 180 milligrams per deciliter of blood. If your blood sugar goes higher than that, the crew just gets totally overwhelmed. They can't grab all the glucose, and it starts spilling right into your urine. All right, so we've got the process down, but how do we know how well the system is actually working? How do you generate an efficiency report for this incredible biological treatment plant? Well, the key metric, the main performance indicator, all comes down to a concept called clearance. It's pretty simple, really. It just tells us the volume of blood, in milliliters per minute, that the kidneys are able to completely clean of a certain substance. It's a direct measurement of their filtering power.
Now, to get a really clean measurement of that initial filtration rate, the GFR, you need to track a very specific kind of substance. It has to be something that gets filtered, but then is totally ignored by both the recycling crew and the final disposal crew. In other words, it can't be reabsorbed or secreted. That's how you isolate just the filtration part.
So, what are the actual tools in the diagnostic toolkit? What are the specific tests that doctors and scientists are using to get these absolutely crucial numbers?
You've basically got 2 main strategies. The first is called endogenous, where you use a substance your body already makes, like creatinine, which is just a waste product from your muscles. The other way is exogenous, where you actually have to infuse an external substance like inulin that acts as a perfect tracer.
Okay, so the classic endogenous test, the creatinine clearance test, is all based on this formula. Now, I know it might look a little intimidating, but the idea behind it is actually pretty straightforward.
It's really just a ratio. You're just comparing the amount of creatinine that's leaving in the urine, that's the U times V part, to the amount that's just floating around in your blood plasma, which is P. That simple comparison gives you the clearance rate.
So, what's a good number? What are we looking for? Well, for a healthy adult, the glomerular filtration rate, or GFR, should be right around 120 milliliters per minute. That means your kidneys are cleaning a full 120 milliliters of blood every single minute.
And you know what's kind of wild?
For all this complex biology and math, the single biggest reason these tests go wrong is simple human error, an improperly timed 24-hour urine collection. That whole calculation depends on that V for volume, so if the timing's off, the whole result is off.
Because of that exact problem, newer methods have been developed. These are called estimated GFR, or eGFR tests, and they're often more sensitive. They use smart formulas that look at your blood creatinine, your age, and your gender, or they use other markers like cystatin C. And the best part? They completely get rid of the need for that tricky, timed urine collection.
Okay, so we've talked about nephrons and formulas and tests, but let's zoom back out and connect this to the real world. Why does this efficiency report on your kidneys matter so much?
Now, this is a really critical point. GFR tests are not for detecting kidney disease early, and here's why. Your kidneys are so resilient that you can actually lose a huge amount of function before those GFR numbers even start to budge. That's why these tests are mainly used to track the progress of damage that's already there, and to help doctors make critical decisions about treatments and medicine.
When you think about it, your kidneys are processing a staggering 1,200 milliliters of blood every single minute. It's this silent, powerful, absolutely essential feat of engineering happening inside you right now. It really makes you stop and wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible unseen systems are working hard right now just to keep you going?